Good day everyone. So we are going to discuss one of the lesson in Math in the Modern World, which is chapter 8, Measures of Relative Position. So this lesson is already posted on week 11, but I just moved it to week 13 since hindi pa natin siya na-discuss. Okay? So in addition to measures of central tendency and measures of dispersion, we have measures of position. So, kung sa measures of central tendency, kinukuha natin yung center of the data. And sa measures of dispersion, kinukuha natin yung average ng pagkakahiwa-hiwalay ng mga data. Sa measures of position, kinukuha natin or nilolocate natin, and we locate the relative position of value in the data set. Now, some of these measures are percentiles, quartiles, and standard scores. Meron pang isa na decile pero hindi na natin siya i-discuss. So, let's start with percentiles. Percentiles denoted by P sub k are measures of relative position that divide the distribution into 100 parts. Now, the kth percentile is the value that at least k% of the data are below that value. And vice versa, ang 100 minus k naman, or 100 minus k% is the data above above the value, percent above the value. Now, bakit ba natin kailangan malaman or kunin ang mga percentiles, or bakit ba natin kailangan malaman kung paano kunin ang measures of relative position? So, example, you have the given data and you wanted to know, for example, your score. You're going to compare your score with your other classmates. Now, how are you going to compare your score with regards to your other classmates? Siyempre, aalamin mo kung nasaan ka ba. Ikaw ba yung highest? Ikaw ba yung nasa middle? Or ikaw ba yung lowest? So, disregard nun kung ikaw ba ay pumasa or bumagsak. So, percentile is different with percentage. Pag sinabi nating percentage, kinukuha natin, it's a matter between having a passing score or fail, di ba? But with percentile, it's a matter between your other correspondents or other classmates. Tinitingnan dito yung iyong galing sa iba mong classmates. Now, si percentiles, it is used to compare an individual's test score with the same norm. So, yun nga, katulad ng sa NSAT, National Achievement Test, na tinitake ng mga high school students, each school ay nag-a-administer ng National Achievement Test, na kung saan kino-compare nila yung score ng kanilang estudyante with other schools. So, locally and nationally yon. So, bakit kailangang alamin kung anong school ang may mas maganda, or anong region or anong city ang may mas magandang performance? Siyempre, para makita natin kung pantay-pantay ba yung knowledge na nakukuha ng mga estudyante sa buong school, or para kumbaga standardized ba yung knowledge na naibibigay sa iba't ibang school, or kung saang school ang angat or saang school ang may magandang quality of learning. So, yan ang nagagawa ng percentile sa National Achievement Test. So, just like what I've said earlier, percentiles are not the same with percentage. For example, if a student gets 75 correct answers out of 100 items in an examination in his class, then he obtains a percentage score of 75. Tama? But this will not tell his position with respect to the rest of his class. Pwedeng siya yung lowest, yung 75, pwedeng yun ang lowest, pwedeng siya yung highest, or somewhere in between. Diba? But if his score of 75, diba yung 75 niyang score nag-correspond sa 70th percentile, So, for example, yung 75 niya, kinompute natin yung percentile niya, and ang nakuha natin is 70. So, 70th percentile yun, or 70%. Then, ibig sabihin nun, he did better than 70% of the students in his class. So, mapapansin ninyo, ang percentage, it matters between your score and your exam. But percentile, it matters between your score with other scores. Did we get it? Okay, now, to approximate the percentile rank of value x in the distribution, we are going to use this formula. So again, tandaan lang, this is just an approximation. Ibig sabihin, meron pang ibang way ng pag-compute ng percentile, but it is much more difficult because it is much more accurate, right? But since we are only in Math in the Modern World, and Math in the Modern World are introduction of all the lessons in mathematics, so hindi na natin kailangang pahirapan sarili natin. Approximation will do. Diba? So, percentile is equal to the number of values below x. So, tandaan natin, ang x yan ng ating data. Imagine, yan ng iyong score. So, number of values below x plus 0.5. 0.5 as is na yan, hindi na yan maiiba. Divided by the total number of values. Bilang or yung ating n. Multiplied by 100. So, that is our formula for finding the percentile. Let's have an example. A 30-point quiz was given to 10 students, and the scores are shown below. What is the percentile rank of 24? So, these are the data, and imagine nyo na lang na ang score nyo ay 24. Okay? So, naka-24 ka. Now, you wanted to know kung gaano ka ba kagaling, saan ba yung equal distribution, kasi pagka relative position, or nasaan ka ba with regards to your classmate. So, the first thing to do is to arrange the data in ascending order. So, tandaan, laging ascending order paangat. So, we started from 15 going to 28. Now, locate your data. Our data values is 24, right? Then, count the number of data below. Kasi, kailangan natin yan sa formula na ito. Number of values below x. So, count natin to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's why there are 6 values below 24. Then, using the formula, percentile is equal to 6 plus 0.5 divided by 10, because that is the number of data values, yung bilang nila, times 100. That is equal to 65 percentile. Now, what can be the conclusion? The conclusion is, this means that a student with a score 24 did better than 65% of the class. Ibig sabihin, ikaw na naka-24 na score, 24 over 30, is mas maganda ang iyong performance than 65% ng iyong kaklase. Did we get it? Okay. Now, let's proceed to quartiles. So, quartiles is just the same with percentile. Okay? So, it is denoted by Q sub Q, and are positional measures that divide the distribution into 4 parts, such as first quartile, second quartile, and third quartile. Kung magtataka kayo, ma'am, bakit hanggang third quartile lang siya? Pero sabi ninyo, hinati si quartile or ang ating data set sa 4. So, imagine, this is ito yung iyong data. Ay, wait. So, imagine that is your data. For example, yan yung mga data distribution. So, may mga values yan dyan. So, di ba ang gagawin natin, we started from hatiin sa gitna, di ba? Hatiin sa gitna, tapos hat ulit. So, meron na tayong 4 na hati. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tama? Okay. Now, ito yung lowest value mo, di ba? We start from the lowest value, and this is the first quartile. This is the second quartile, the third quartile, and syempre, yung pinakadulo, yan yung highest value. That's why we only have first, second, and third quartile. Now, ayusin lang natin to. Ayusin lang natin ng guhit.